Hey everybody, what's cracking? It's Paul with I Like to Paint Miniatures. It's probably my 5th or 6th take on this. That's probably because I don't do scripts. I want to keep it original. But in one of my last videos, I talked about some of the miniature manufacturers that I like to work with. And one of them turned out to be Archon Studios. As I mentioned in that video, I probably stumbled across some of their miniatures when I was at the hobby store looking for some inexpensive or just to pick up some plastic crack that I didn't need. Well, after running into their miniatures, I started to get interested in looking into their terrain, got on their website, and I bought quite a few sets because I had some extra cash. Well, whoever has extra cash these days. But it was about 2 years ago, and I picked up some of their terrain sets for one reason, to paint them, of course, and have all these awesome displays. I've painted most of them, but one of them I hadn't done yet. And their terrain is really awesome. It's inexpensive if you're working to maybe have interchangeable sets or have upgrade paths down the line. Their product, their quality, the plastic, it's awesome for the price you pay. It takes paint very well. And as you can see on my messy desktop, and I apologize if everything's not zooming in real quick. I'm not at the point where I'm upgrading my cameras just as yet. Still using my iPhone. Hopefully it's coming good through for you guys. But this set can be used for multiple role-playing games. Don't take into consideration because it says Pathfinder, that has only be for Pathfinder. It just happened to come from a Pathfinder set. I don't know if it was their 2E version or their 5E. Either way, this one's called Abomination Vaults. Comes with 69 pieces. They come on sprues. You get floors, walls, doorways, accessories. Now, what makes this set different from some of their other sets is this is a half-height walls, right? And I have some other sets that are half-height. And in D&D, if you're using terrain, there's always going to be a few people at the table that say, hey, when my miniature's in the terrain, I can't see the beautiful paint job that I did. That's probably me, to tell you the truth. But these are half-height walls. So we'll go over that. Now, take a look. These are only examples on how to paint it. This is box art. However you want to paint your stuff, you can do it. If you don't want to paint it and just put it together, then just do that, man. And this comes with many pieces. Now, these do come on sprues, as I mentioned, but I already did clip things out. So when I get ready to do this, you'll have to, of course, buff down or sandpaper some of the pieces. This is a full-length floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 by tile. They take paint really well. I normally prime these flat black, either with whatever, rattle can product manufacturer you want to use. I mentioned in the past that I normally stick with Army Painter because it's worked well for me, but it doesn't mean I'm always right. You can use what you have. So these are great. These are the long floors. These are the short floors, as you can see. A little bit of sewer tunnel there. As I mentioned, all these pieces will interconnect. They use these little attachment tiles. So basically, you would go on the bottom here, pop that on like that. Hopefully you can see this in the video. And it will attach that way. Or it can attach here. Or it can attach here. It just depends on how you want to do it, right? So let's open up the box. I have a couple pieces together already so you can see what I mean by half-height walls. As you can see here, this is a half-height. The taller walls would probably be about that tall. These work great with 28 to 32 millimeter miniatures. Your big ones might have trouble fitting in here, depending, or legendary, or gigantic. Here's a 28 millimeter miniature, as I have right here, and you can see half-height walls, right? You can see your pretty miniature. These come with doors or doorways. You can actually use the doorway without the door. The doors come off like that, so you can see the doorway. In the back, there are some slots because the door needs to slide into, and it goes that way. And what's great about it, now, these might get a little firmer after you prime them. Just work the door in, or I suggest not to paint the part of the hinges of the door, but these ones will open up just like that. And my current DM, Jay, would like this because as D&D players, we always ask them, especially now that I'm a rogue, How do the doors open? Inward or outward? It's an ongoing joke, but Jay, these will always open inward. These do attach to other Archon Studio sets. They've been great about keeping them interchangeable and upgrading, so that's great for you. And as I mentioned, there are bits, bobs, and accessories. This one comes with terrain pieces that will fit in there after you paint them up. Or you can use pieces from other sets. I've used this from the Dwarven Mine set that I have that is also half height. Got it painted up so you can kind of see what it looks like that it's in there. Right? Turn it sideways because the way my camera is right now. These sets are great for their price, right? I mean, depending on what you're using it for, they take paint very well. They can also be used as display pieces for your other miniatures that you've already painted up from Archon Studio or other manufacturers. It just depends on what you have. I do have other sets that I mentioned are already painted. I can share later in a video and give my review on those. If you have questions about this set, drop me a comment. If you want to see another type of video, maybe on brushes or painting techniques that I've learned, or if there's other manufacturers that out there that you know of, I'm pretty sure I've purchased them. My next video is going to be around some paints or their consistency from the Army Painter. I know I did a video around speed paints, my 3 favorite greens. This will probably be my 3 favorite reds from their Fanatic line. But at the end of the day, if this set right here, I think when I purchased originally was around 64 bucks, but that was 2 years ago. Now on their website, it's $74 US. That's probably because of tax, tariffs, and all the other stuff. But if you are aware of a company like Miniature Market, that's probably where I purchased these. They could be having specials, discounts, inventory sweeps. Maybe there's other painting companies, other miniature companies that you work with or websites you order from. Maybe a local hobby store might have something like this. I suggest breaking into one, not buying all the sets that I did because it takes up space if you haven't painted them. Crap, it's going to take up paint after you paint them in those areas. But if I had to give these scores on build quality, and after you get it done, there might be a few pieces that don't line up because you have to like buff them down or whatever, but it's super simple. Build quality, I give it a 9 out of 10. Gameplay improvement that it brings to the table that I've noticed, it helped me fantasize in my mind when I took my group through a short campaign. I was using some of the Dungeon Dweller sets. 10 out of 10. Value for the product, probably a 9 out of 10 for the cost and where it's at. Overall rating after it's painted, maybe upgrade, quick care quality, things in that area. Use it for other terrain sets. Dude, it's a 10 out of 10. Archon Studio has been stepping it up in a lot of places for people, for their gameplay, for their miniatures. I mean, crap, look at this. This is like an awesome miniature. I don't even know what it is. I took it as maybe like a mind flayer thing or a cake. Just, they're so all over the board. They're not limited and the prices are fair. So hopefully you enjoyed this review. As I mentioned, give me a like. If you didn't like it, let me know why. Maybe there's something else you want to see from what you do. Share it with the friends that's in the hobby. I wind up talking about miniatures, Dungeons and Dragons. Sometimes I have music playing in the background. I have other videos where I've done simple techniques, things that I've learned in those areas. Share with your friends. Otherwise, keep it cracking and painting those miniatures, and I'll talk with you soon on the next one. Thanks.